Getting your first offer from an international tech company can feel life-changing. The number may look huge once you convert it into your local currency, and that can create real pressure to accept fast before the opportunity disappears. But this is exactly when you need to slow down. A remote salary should never be judged only by what feels like a lot of money in your country. It should be judged by the role itself, the value you'll create, the company's compensation system, and the full cost of taking the job. Here's how to negotiate it correctly. Start by understanding how the company sets remote salaries. International companies usually use one of three approaches. Some use a global pay range, which means people doing the same role receive similar compensation no matter where they live. Others use regional bands, grouping countries or cities into compensation zones. And many use local market pay, adjusting salary based on where the employee lives. Before you negotiate, ask the recruiter, "Could you share the approved compensation range for this position?" and explain whether it's based on a global, regional, or local market. That question matters because a strong offer under one system may be weak under another. You can't evaluate the number properly until you know how the company calculated it. Next, research the market value of the actual job. Don't search only by title. Compare roles with similar responsibilities, experience levels, technical skills, industries, company sizes, and hiring locations. For example, two jobs may both be called software engineer, but one may involve maintaining a small internal platform, while another supports cybersecurity, financial transactions, cloud infrastructure, or artificial intelligence systems used by millions of customers. The responsibilities and business impact can justify very different pay. Use salary databases, public job listings, professional communities, recruiter reports, and compensation data shared by employees in similar roles. Use several sources because no single website will perfectly fit your situation. Then, create three numbers before the negotiation begins. The first is your ideal salary, the amount you'd be excited to accept. The second is your target salary, a fair, evidence-based amount you'd confidently accept. The third is your walkaway number, the lowest total package that still makes financial and professional sense for you. Keep your walkaway number private. It's a decision-making tool, not a number to volunteer. When a recruiter asks for your salary expectation, don't give one desperate figure. Give a researched range and explain what supports it. You could say, "Based on the responsibilities of the role, the market value of this skill set, and the results I'd be expected to deliver, I'm targeting a base salary between $48,000 and $56,000 annually. I'm open to discussing the complete compensation package." Make sure your range is realistic and that the low end is still an amount you'd be comfortable accepting. Now pay attention to the phrase, "complete compensation package." Base salary matters, but it isn't the whole offer. International packages may also include performance bonuses, stock options, paid leave, health coverage, retirement contributions, equipment, internet support, co-working allowances, training budgets, home office funding, and relocation or visa assistance. A slightly lower salary with strong benefits may be worth more than a higher salary that leaves you paying every extra cost yourself. You also need to confirm how the company plans to hire you. Will you be a direct employee of the company? Will an employer of record legally employ you in your country, or will you be classified as an independent contractor? These arrangements are not financially equal. An employee may receive paid leave, statutory protections, employer contributions, tax withholding, health benefits, and formal termination procedures. An independent contractor may need to handle personal taxes, insurance, retirement savings, work equipment, unpaid leave, transaction fees, and periods without work. If the company offers you a contractor rate, calculate the value after subtracting the costs you'll personally carry. A contractor may need a higher gross amount than an employee to end up with similar real-world value. Ask clearly, is this compensation structured for an employee or an independent contractor, and which benefits and statutory contributions are included? You should also ask which currency will appear in the contract. A salary quoted in dollars but paid in a volatile local currency can lose value when exchange rates move. A payment sent through an international platform may also involve transfer, withdrawal, and conversion fees. Clarify the payment currency, payment frequency, exchange rate method, platform fees, and who is responsible for those fees. Ask, will the contracted amount be denominated and paid in the same currency, and will the company cover payment and conversion charges? Once you understand the offer, build your negotiation around evidence. Don't say, I need more money because my expenses are high. Your expenses may be real, but they don't prove the role is worth more to the company. Instead, connect your request to the scope of the position, your relevant experience, scarce technical skills, measurable achievements, certifications, industry knowledge, time zone flexibility, language ability, or your ability to solve a specific business problem. A strong response could sound like this: I'm genuinely excited about the opportunity. After reviewing the scope of the role and the market range for comparable international positions, I was expecting a base salary closer to $54,000. My experience improving application performance and reducing deployment problems would allow me to contribute quickly. Is there flexibility to move the offer in that direction? Then stop speaking. Don't negotiate against yourself by immediately lowering your request or filling the silence with excuses. Give the recruiter time to consider the number. Stay professional even when the first answer is no. A recruiter may say the salary is limited by the company's compensation band. That doesn't necessarily mean the entire package is fixed. You can ask, if the base salary can't be adjusted, which parts of the package have flexibility? You may be able to negotiate a signing bonus, additional paid leave, a larger equipment budget, improved equity, a better title, reduced probation, flexible working hours, professional development funding, or an earlier compensation review. The timing of your next salary review can be especially valuable. Instead of accepting a vague promise that your pay may increase later, request a specific review date and clear performance expectations. For example, could the offer include a formal compensation review after 6 months based on agreed performance goals? If the company agrees, make sure the review commitment appears in the written offer or contract. Never resign from your current job, reject another offer, buy equipment, or make major financial decisions based only on a verbal promise. Review the written document carefully. Confirm the salary, currency, employment classification, benefits, paid leave, working hours, probation period, notice terms, intellectual property clauses, payment schedule, review date, and any conditions attached to bonuses or equity. For complex tax or employment questions, consult a qualified professional in the country where you'll perform the work. Finally, remember that negotiation is not a confrontation. You're not demanding random money. You're helping both sides agree on a fair exchange of value. Be enthusiastic about the role, respectful toward the recruiter, and firm about the evidence supporting your request. Don't apologize for negotiating, and don't bluff about competing offers you don't actually have. Your first international remote salary can become the reference point for future raises and future job offers. A small difference today can compound over several years. So research the role, understand the company's pay model, calculate the true value of the package, negotiate with evidence, and put every agreement in writing. The goal is not simply to get the biggest looking number. The goal is to accept an offer that still feels fair after taxes, fees, benefits, currency changes, and the real responsibilities of the job are taken into account.